moon.
So if we could start with your name and where you're from.
My name's Austin Miller, and I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
And if you could tell the viewers what faction you plan on playing at Adepticon and what your list is going to be, if you know it yet.
I truly have no idea. I am somewhere torn between experimental droids, Yoda, Padme, or Yoda Chewie.
Okay.
Maul Pikes or Cad Pikes. I definitely know one thing. I'm not playing Rebels. I know that. I'm not playing Rebels.
Is anyone any non-Ewok player playing Rebels?
I think there will be some Rebel players there. I think
Okay.
I think it's someone that you know and I know very well.
Hmm.
And he does a lot of interesting stuff with Rebels. So
yeah. There's one Rebel list that I'm hopeful for. Brian Bear.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's on one of these interviews. I'm sure he revealed the list there.
Nice. I'll have to see what it is so I can start teching against it.
Yeah,
I'm coming for just
one
you,
in
Brian.
like 10,000 chance that you play against him.
276 players. I'm ready for your list, Brian. Yeah, that sounds like a great strategy, right?
Right. That's what cracks me up on this kind of stuff when people try and tech against one person beforehand. Like it's not gonna work. It's not gonna do you anything. But if you could give us like your top contender then, or you're currently in the moment, what's top contender in your head? For your list?
So I just played Maul Pikes at Cherokee. I think I can get it to a 10 activation version that's not complete crap.
Okay.
But the Pikes do seem pretty reliable, and that might be the deciding factor. But I've also been looking at like Cad Bane. And then there's something about me that really wants to play Yoda though, and
Yoda gives you a lot of options in gameplay.
I know, and I'm worried. Every practice game I've played with Yoda, where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna bring him to a tournament, and then I play a practice game, and it's like, oh, here's a mortar that puts 3 wounds into him in heavy cover.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know about this one. But I would really like to play Yoda. So if there was a top contender, it's probably like a Pike spam, but I don't know.
Okay.
I might try to convince myself to play Yoda.
Okay. What do you see as the strengths with that list?
So with the Pike spam, just tokens and free tokens, with dodging crits and
what is it, like 10 free tokens around?
Yeah, so it's 9. It's 6 capo disruptors with 3 capos, and
so they all have their own independent.
Yeah, they all courage 2. They're all pretty mobile.
Vigilances.
It depends on what route we go. The 9 activation Maul version was like, it was okay. Having 10 activations would have helped me against Mike Berry a lot more, because I would have actually been able to like not get double lasted. 11 activations. So yeah, Phantom Menace doesn't really do much if you're getting double lasted by 2 things that can shoot you at range 2 anyways. So
dang.
So it just kept them from like actually getting in and doing stuff. So maybe 10 activations would help, but I don't know. If I do that, if I do the Pike list, it'd probably be just the sheer efficiency of the unit. If I do Yoda, I think it's the playmaking, which I do like Force users and playmakers. So
yeah, Force users can be good.
Yeah,
when they don't like insta die, for sure.
Yeah, which deflect nerf I think really hurts a lot of the Force users I like, but I definitely felt it on Maul a couple times.
It forces you to take like into the fray, which is not fun.
Yeah, but no tenacity. So
right.
But I think if I go Yoda, it's the playmaking ability. And I like to make plays, when the time calls for it.
Hmm.
Not just, hey, I have this playmaker that can do this thing. It's like, does it make sense to do the thing? So
There's a lot of like round one shenanigans you could do with Yoda, or even threaten to do with Yoda,
absolutely, absolutely,
and like
absolutely.
it's
Yeah,
great.
he's a great unit.
I
So
love the one pip. The playing is one pip round one. Everyone's always like, why are you wasting that? But like, you're gonna get it
yeah,
back. You're
yeah,
gonna get it right back.
yeah,
But
because
double
you're playing.
guidancing something round one,
Yeah,
it's fire.
yeah. No, it is. I mean, just like moving up with an arc trooper, grabbing a middle box, and then cohering a dude back and just being like, all right, we're range two of Yoda, so just like double move back this way with a box and move it
Hmm.
12 inches or actually 13, right? Because you put the box on the other side of them. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah,
It's very true.
that's a good play. Hostages, same thing.
Hostage. Yeah, hostage is
Quadruple
insta secured.
quadruple moving your
Yeah.
hostage unit, so that's
four
great.
inch move. It is well in your deployment zone by
Yep.
then.
Yep.
But that's normally a little excessive. But all right. So how about what weaknesses do you see with your this pike list that you're considering?
uh High velocity. And I don't know, me just not I don't know, me not setting up the gun line properly or like switching my plan mid game and you know having that leave like a pike squad out in the open or something to or not in the open, but yeah, I think mainly just high velocity and just not just like making a small mistake at a
Okay.
crucial moment. So but
The high velocity hasn't been super popular nowadays, has it?
no, but I think it might be a little more popular, and that's what's kind of keeping me from
To counter
upping with it.
clones,
Yeah.
you thinking? Are
Yeah.
you worried about clones at all with your with pikes? Like they don't have high velocity,
Yes,
but
yes and no. Discretion can put an obscene amount of dodge tokens on one unit where you're kind of just okay with like soaking a fire support. They get their own dodge.
mhm.
You aid 3 dodges. If you have vigilance, they'll have another dodge. And then discretion, you can just put 3 dodges on them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Does
you're like,
discretion let you put them all on the same unit?
I don't know. Let me check real quick.
I thought someone asked me about that recently and I might have lied to them.
Let me check. Let's see here.
It says choose a different friendly merc
Okay, a
unit.
different one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for each.
But like
Yeah,
you could choose something that has aid and then just
yeah,
push it
yeah,
off of
yeah.
them
That's
again,
that's
right?
that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Um. Yeah, for each origin. Wait, I think it means different. So when issuing orders with this card, you may choose issue up to 3 fewer orders for each. So you must nominate a mercenary unit.
Hmm.
Period. Right.
Right.
For each order not issued, choose a different friendly mercenary unit at range 1 to 3. Each
Yeah.
chosen unit gains a dodge. Okay, so maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you could choose the same one three times, like with that wording, but with that wording, that unit is chosen, so it gains
Yeah.
a dodge. It's
Yeah.
not every
Yeah. And
time you
then
choose one, it gains one.
yeah.
But aid could get you there for
Yeah.
sure.
Aid gets you there. So yeah, that's with
It's a
vigilance, there's
lot.
like 8 dodges or something. So heavy covering like 10 hits. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
enough for
some
them to just decide
yeah.
not to fire support, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen some arc shots like, okay, here's 14, but it's at range 2.
Hmm.
Um, even if it's 14 Pierce 1, like that's on the I think a little bit higher end of the spectrum, but they also have to get a bunch of aims kind of charged up, so
Hmm.
you can maybe have a chance to whittle some bodies down. But
Yeah.
even 14 with light cover and 8 dodges, you're shaving 9 off. Like it's not going to one shot
Right.
Pike squad.
Right.
You'll still have one left, and then that arc squad
Right.
is going to just be sitting out there, and they are much more valuable than a Pike squad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, But I feel like there are answers, and I feel like Pikes can kind of like out objective a little bit depending on what the objective is. If it relies on moving everything, I think
Yeah.
Pikes can do that a little better than clones that just kind of want to like sit, shoot, aim, shoot, like
Right.
shoot.
Clones really value their
Yeah,
actions a lot, while Pikes
yeah,
kind of just
yeah,
get them for free.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, but um, but
So
yeah,
high
so
velocity's the big boogeyman for Pikes.
I yeah, I think so. I think like a Iden, Boba, Inferno, double sniper, like if there are four high velocity Pierce guns on the table with a
Yeah.
Boba Fett backing it up, and that's kind of, like, all right, let's just run into range 3 as quickly as we can and hope we don't lose a bunch
Yeah.
of bodies. But
Yeah.
um, but yeah. And then if I play Yoda, I think I think the biggest weakness or flaw is the pilot. So for that one, so yeah. Um, I will say I think experimental droids does kind of outshoot Yoda list. So that list has a lot of firepower. So
There's a lot of flexibility in experiment. There's more flexibility than is reasonable in
mhm,
experimental droids.
mhm.
But
And I think that's where Pikes are better is against the experimental droids.
oh,
So
okay.
like I think a Pike span, especially out activating them, I think a Pike span
Okay.
is able to handle it. But we've been testing it, but I don't know. There are so many. There's literally option overload, and I am not set on any one list because I haven't had as much time to practice as I wanted to because we are
Oof.
wrapping up with school.
Oh,
So we got spring break starting after tomorrow, starting Friday. So
okay.
then we'll start practicing some
Yeah,
more and
yeah,
really
yeah. You
really
got
nail it down.
T minus 9 days, I think, for
Yeah,
list locks.
yeah,
So you'll have some days of
yeah,
just grinding practice.
yeah, yeah. Pretty
Okay.
much. Yeah, but
Uh,
yeah, those are the two top contenders, I think.
I like it. I like it. All right. So next question here. What would you say is your fondest or most memorable in-game moment of Legion?
Um, there are quite a few of them. Definitely the most memorable moment uh was at Cherokee when Maul. I literally, if Maul just with an aim, he all he'd do was aim, swing, claim, and force push an activated unit into melee with him, and
Uh-huh.
that was kind of solidifying the game.
Yeah.
And he got 5 hits on a Mark II, and the Mark II rolled 5 blocks.
Oh,
That
nice.
is probably the most memorable game
Jeez.
or moment on all of Legion where I'm like, okay, cool. Dead Mark II.
Yeah.
I can claim the hostage and then
Yeah.
force
Easy.
Yanka.
Easy
Easy
kill.
peasy. Yeah. Nope. Nope. That was
Jeez.
probably the most memorable game moment.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
that one. That one sticks with me. Keeps me up at night.
Um, how about your fondest or most memorable out of game moment in the Legion community?
It has to be it. There are so many good ones, but I think top dog is just singing karaoke at whatever bar it was we were at in Spain with Luke and Wes, and I think Techno was singing too, and then the one Swedish guy who had literally this man had not stopped drinking for 48 hours.
Oh
Every
boy.
every time I saw him, he had a drink in his hand. 48 hours straight just drinking. And this guy was just he was Swedish and he was just singing "We Are the Champions" with us. I mean, there's a
Oh
there's a
geez.
picture on the article and everything I put up, but that's probably my fondest moment because the British guys, like that whole experience, because like the British guys were there too and everything, and
Yeah. It
we
does look
got
like it was a blast. It
it
was a
was
lot of FOMO.
it
Those,
was it was. You should try to go to the next year
yeah.
in Manchester if you can. The Brits dragged us out, wouldn't let us go home, kept us up. We got about 20 minutes of sleep after
Yeah.
playing 9.5 hours of Legion, and then we played another 9 hours of Legion.
Who needs sleep, right?
Yeah, yeah. But no, that
That's
was that was the moment. That was pretty fun.
that's cool. I like it. Um, All right, so back to Adepticon. What kind of list are you hoping to play against? And what kind of list are you hoping to not play against?
Um, so if I go to the Pikes, I would like to not see double AATs, but if someone's
I
playing them, someone's
Your
playing them and I
perfect
get,
counter.
yeah, someone's playing them and I got to play against them. Well, is what it is,
Oh,
baby.
Luke Cook used to rock the double AATs. I wonder.
I know he did. I know he did. I got to watch out for him. Did you already interview him?
I did not, but my
Okay.
colleague over in That's No
I'll have
Moon
to,
did.
all right, I'll have to check. Who was it?
Oh, we're not
Ollie or
posting them. We're not
okay.
we're not posting any of them until till the
Okay.
tournament starts, you know.
Who was it? Was it Ollie or Cockles?
Um
Tom?
Cockles is the other
Cockles.
one doing
Yep.
the interviews. Yeah.
Yep.
Me and
Yep.
Cockles are like splitting the load.
Good. Good. Yeah. Cockles is my mom's been making a bunch of stuff for him. We've got something very special planned for Ollie. So just be
Oh,
tuned in. Yeah.
okay.
Well, actually, since you're not revealing this until after Adepticon, or it'll
Yeah.
be at the start of Adepticon or after.
Well, it'll be in between games.
Okay. Okay.
So, I mean, yeah.
So we can reveal part of it now. So
Yeah.
we have a little feud going on, a little friendly feud between Ollie and myself. And he wore a shirt to Spain. Funny. Good job, Ollie. And now obviously I have to counter. Uh
Obviously, naturally.
so we have a great picture, and we it led me to make a plethora of items, and my mom actually made some clothing and whatnot for it. And I made some
Oh.
custom unit cards for a new unit called Emperor Palpatine. So, yep. And there will be minis for this unit, so don't you worry. There will be minis of Ollie in a towel, and it will be for the Emperor
Wow.
Palpatine unit that I homebrewed. So, yeah,
Oh, wow. That is impressive.
yeah,
Uh,
the feud rages on.
you're gonna have to excuse me for 2 seconds while I change this battery.
You're good. You're good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll have to edit that one out. That was
No
embarrassing.
worries.
Okay.
No worries. No worries. You do a little
So you
three
got
two one counter.
cards
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
him.
Cards. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I'm excited to see that.
Cards will be
Okay.
fun.
I'll
But
make sure to hide this video from him. One of the other guys is like doing the editing, but I'll tell him, hey, keep this one on the DL.
Cockles knows. Cockles. He's
Oh,
he's
okay.
he's
Okay.
aware of the feud. He knows what both of us are doing, and he's not telling either one
Oh,
of us what
okay.
the other one's doing. So Ollie's,
Okay.
I'm sure, got something planned. I would not expect anything less than him bringing a banner with my face on it or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
What
anticipating.
caused this rivalry here?
Let's see what caused it. They had me on That's No Moon after Lone Star, and then I think I may have started it with an article because Ollie was the one that knocked me out of day 2 of Worlds. I played him
Oh,
game.
okay.
Yeah, he knocked me out because obviously day 2 last year was winner go home, but he
Yeah.
knocked me out. Lost on kill points, and he I did a Christmas article with Ollie as Clark Griswold's boss. And I was like, if anyone's thinking of any last minute holiday gift ideas for me, I've got one. It's Ollie, the guy that knocked me out of Worlds, and I'd like him here with a big ribbon on his. And and then I like quoted the entire rant that Clark Griswold goes on, and then ever since then, it's just been a feud back and forth.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
yeah. But so yeah, we got that to look forward to as well. But yeah, high velocity AATs. I mean, I can probably maybe handle a sniper spam with
Yeah, I
Virgo.
mean, those are small die pools, and like
Yeah,
typically your danger sense starts kicking in way before they're
yeah,
punching through cover.
yeah. And so it's like I have had shots where it's like, oh, here's one. All right, rolling 3. Hey, 2 blocks, cool. It
Yeah,
it
yeah.
happens, but I don't like relying on that. But
No, no.
I think the Yoda list has more weaknesses though. I think like more relevant weaknesses. I really truly think the Yoda list is going to suffer against experimental droids. I just think the experimental droids, the
Just
BXs, just
firepower wise, or
yeah, yeah. I've played 2 practice games with Yoda Padme and then one with Yoda Chewie against experimental, and stuff just like gets blown off the table. Like you,
interesting.
you run out of dodges. You run. I mean, turn one, they've got 12, 16 dice they
Yeah,
can
they
throw
could
at you.
open with those range 5 big pools and
Yeah, and if it's just shooting right from the get-go, they don't really care about banking up their surges. They're like, all right, just 16 dice, because they also do the orbital strike on
oh
Kalani.
yeah,
And so Kalani's just like Kalani just reinforces, starts where he can see someone, goes first, strategize, give, tokens out, take an aim. Here's 4, most likely, you
right,
know.
right.
And it's like, okay, even if it's on Luminous, burn the dodges, barrier, maybe,
All
you
your
have to roll
defensive
some.
tech is gone now.
Yep,
12
and
more dice.
yeah, exactly. And then these ones have Pierce, but
Yeah.
maybe you roll the dice and don't barrier against the non-Pierce shots. But
Yeah,
I don't
and
know. I
then they
just
just bank their surges and like, well, maybe we'll
yeah,
wait.
yeah. You're like,
Like,
oh, okay.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just think experimental droids has a lot of flexibility, and it. There are a couple different versions. I think the version with the T series in there also, it just helps you establish perfect order control essentially. So
Yeah.
I I think that's
What about
it.
Obi-Wan and Gar against the experimental droids? Because he
See,
has
I would
consistent, like, always on defensive tech.
yeah, I if the BXs didn't have immune deflect and the orbital strike wasn't immune deflect, I would say that Obi-Wan's got a much better
He
chance
doesn't
to.
get a, yeah, he doesn't get around immune deflect, correct?
No, no,
But
because
he
they're
still gets surge block. Everyone
he's
gets surge block that
yeah,
has deflect, but
yeah. His
okay.
the immune
Oh yeah.
deflects are all immune to the Saresu,
Yeah, I
Gemso,
see it there.
Ataru. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
like
think there was a day where they weren't, but
there was, and I missed that day, but
yeah.
oh well.
But he could still
Oh
soak
well.
them and like
Yeah.
redirect them to himself and
Yeah, he soaks the Pierce shots. You got 3 medics. I mean, you will eventually burn through the medics and just take wounds on Obi-Wan. Like it I still think it's a crapshoot because what
yeah.
do you have that can engage them at range 5? They're just like, oh, okay, cool. We'll just sit back and like plink at range 5. We
Yeah,
out
if they're just
activate
throwing
you.
12 dice at range 5 every time with sharp
Yeah,
1 and pierce,
yeah,
that's fair.
yeah. But I think the
So it sounds like
Obi-Wan
you should play experimental droids.
maybe, maybe. I do think experimental droids gets dunked on by armor though. And I anticipate
Hmm.
dark troopers and matter of fact, I know for a fact 4 lists that are double darks that are coming to worlds. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
I know for a fact. I know these people and I know they are coming. So, but
Okay, okay.
that's where I think Yoda is a lot better because Yoda can like delete some dark troopers.
Yes, yes, he deletes them very quick. A
And his
lot of the
army too.
Jedi can.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
But,
okay.
but yeah.
Um, are there any individuals at Adepticon that you want to play against or want to specifically avoid?
Uh individuals I would like to avoid until it is absolutely necessary and there's
Hmm.
no way around it. I would obviously like to avoid Luke. I would like to avoid Kyle. I would like to avoid Finn. I don't want to get a round one pairing and it's me and Luke or
You
me
don't
and
want to take
Finn.
out the champion right away? Just embarrass them from the get-go?
I mean, that's much easier said than done. So that is much easier said than done.
That's
I
fair.
uh
That's fair.
I would like a ramping difficulty if possible
Okay.
at
Okay.
Worlds. Just kind of
Dip your
like
toes in first.
yeah, but the other thing with Legion is like no matter who you could play anyone with any list at any point in time and you could lose. So like
Yeah.
you it's there are definitely individuals that I don't want to play against right out the gate.
Hmm.
But if I have to, I have to, and it'll be fun, and we'll have a fun competitive game regardless, and
Yeah.
it'll be a learning experience, and I'll try my best. But uh, I would definitely like to avoid all playing all the Florida guys like round two, because I
Yeah,
think, are they doing travel groups?
I don't actually know.
Well, if
I've
they're,
I've been like trying to pay attention to
yeah,
the player side of Adepticon ramping up to this, and I haven't seen mention of that, but I
okay.
also haven't like read the packets and all that yet.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because if so, I would like to, if they are doing travel groups, then that kind of clears
yeah,
us round one. But if they're not,
right.
I would like to not have to play, people I play against on the regular round one.
Yeah,
So that would
yeah.
be cool. Um, I would like to play against Ollie. I need to get my revenge on Ollie. That's he's obviously a great player. But this one's personal. This one's, and I'm gonna hand him his mini if we play. I'm going to hand it to him when we play, just to kind of get in his head.
Oh, I love it.
I've also got a towel. My mom made a towel that I'm gonna like hang, and
Oh
it
no.
and it says World Champion 2024, or it says Legion World Champion 2024. That's no Ollie, and it's got Ollie's face
Oh.
on the That's no Moon Death Star. So whoever wins Worlds, I'm gonna give that to them. So unless it's Ollie, then I'm gonna say it's rigged or something. So
Oh, I love it. I love it.
yeah.
Okay. Um, and before we wrap up here, then, could you give us a fun fact about yourself that others might not know?
In the Legion community, I think you're the only one that knows this because I told you at Cherokee last year, but I used to be in a metal band. Used to play
Yeah, that's
guitar, do
pretty
vocals.
hardcore.
Yeah, it was fun.
I
Didn't
like it.
really didn't really do much with it, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
I get a lot more enjoyment out of Legion, and it's much cheaper, actually.
So oddly,
Surprisingly,
I
yeah,
believe it. Yeah.
yeah. Surprisingly, yeah. Because like when you're trying,
What did you play in the or like what was your role in the metal band?
I played guitar and did vocals, so it was kind of like a
Nice.
mixture of like thrash metal, kind of like Metallica, Megadeth type stuff, to like
Okay.
a little bit of like Tool, Meshuggah, kind of like weird timing signatures and stuff like that, real
Oh,
like
yeah,
technical stuff. So
yeah.
it was like everything in between there, pretty much. So
Yeah.
it
Okay.
was it was it was fun while it lasted. But a
Very cool.
band requires more than one person, so we just kind of
Yes.
kept cycling. The drummers were always the hardest to keep locked down. Everyone wants
Yeah.
them, and everyone's you know flashing dollar signs at them. Hey, come play
Oh.
drums in our band, and
Oh.
we'll pay you. And I'm just like, I can't pay you anything. I'm sorry.
Pay you an experience.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
a
Very cool.
fun fact.
Yeah. Um, and then before we sign off, do you have any local store or club that you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, actually have three. So club is just Florida Man Legion, run by Jordan, Luminous Gaming.
Right.
He's really brought the Florida scene to life, and he's just pumping even more life into it. So yeah, props to Jordan for doing what he's done. And then the store that we play at in Tampa, Critical Hit Games, awesome store if you're ever down in the Tampa St. Pete area. So yeah, and then the third shout out is going to be for Gamers Core, who's actually
Okay.
my local store. They used to be based out of Chicago, but then they moved to Ellicott City, Maryland, and then they opened up a store down here.
Okay.
And this store has been not just accommodating and supportive, they have been proactive in growing the Legion community as well. And just, passing on the message to just people walking to the store. Hey, you should check out Legion. There's a group that plays. Come to the tournament, come check it out. And we've managed to like grow our Jacksonville community, which used to be like two of us, all the way to about 14, 15 now. So
Nice.
yeah, and
Nice.
it's the store has played a big part in it. They've probably done like 40% of the work, and then my friend Steven has done like 50% of the work, and I've
Oh,
done like maybe 10. It's
wow.
busy, but I,
Yeah,
I I do run the tournaments and like provide all the terrain
that
pretty
is a
much.
lot of work. That is a lot of
Yeah,
work.
yeah, but yeah, That's those are my shout outs there.
Cool. Thank you very much. And thank you for your time. We hope you do well at Adepticon here coming up.
Me too. I would like to not go home day one, but
Yeah.
prepared for the sorrows if they. But hopefully we can do well. So, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, no problem.
That's no moon.